Hi there, and welcome to the first video for Skirmish Virtual Tabletop, or Skirmish VT in short. Skirmish VT is a highly customizable platform for role-playing games and war simulations. And today I'm gonna show you the basics of how to import and set up a map from scratch, just like the farm map you're seeing here. To begin with, we have the battlefield, or the game area, which is taking up the main part of the screen. On the left, we have the editor menu, where you can find the map tools, map objects such as the available characters, and on the bottom you can see the chat info windows and the minimap. How we can modify a battlefield changes depending on the currently selected mode. Right now we are in player mode, which displays the party view of all player characters. Let's now switch to the Dungeon Master mode by clicking this button on the top. DM mode is designed to be used by the Game Master to edit the game environment and properties, such as the layout of the map, the creation and placement of characters, and so on. Since we want to create a new game from scratch, we click on File, New Game. As you may see, we are given several options in case we want to carry over some or all of the current map properties to the new game. To keep it simple, we'll only choose to keep all the current characters so we can easily place them later. There we go. Looking at the list on the left, we can see all the characters are still there. The first thing we want to do is to set up our battlefield map. To do so, we click on Battlefield Map Settings. Once we are here, let's change the game environment by loading a map background. Skirmish VT lets you choose a background image of almost any format. Since we are going to recreate the battlefield you saw in the beginning of this video, we'll just load this farm map. As you may notice, the preview changed to reflect our changes, but the width and height seem to be off. And since they are off, the tile grid is not aligned. To fix this, we change the values to best reflect the way characters can move and perceive the environment. First, the height, then the width. Now that the tile grid is perfectly aligned with the background image, we will do the same for the foreground. It is also possible to change the foreground opacity according to your game setting. Since we want players to see what's beneath the rooftops when they enter a building, we will set this to 0. You can also change the default lighting conditions to bright, dim, or dark, and also the way the automatic fog of war should work. This warning over here tells us that the new map is smaller than before, but we already know that, so we can ignore it. After these simple steps, we can see that our battlefield now has the right background and foreground. To be able to see and edit what's below the rooftops, we need to hide the foreground in DM mode, so we will change the DM mode foreground opacity to 0. That's better. Switching back to player mode, we are seeing a big black nothing. And obviously, that's because we forgot to place a player character on the map. Let's fix this. Now, if we place a player character such as Eldor here and switch to player mode, we now see whatever Eldor can see according to his vision setup. It's also possible to turn the grid on and off. As you can see, Eldor is currently able to see everything. That's because at the moment we're missing a way to block the character's vision, and that's where the walls come in. In order to draw walls, we have to use the line tools. The line tools adjust the player's interactivity with the environment and are listed on the object list. Let's create some walls by selecting the default opaque wall and then drawing them over the map. Here, and over there. These kind of walls block both the vision and the movement. Now, for the fence, we want to block character movement, but not its vision. So we will choose a transparent wall. All these walls, like pretty much everything in Skirmish VT, are completely customizable. If we switch to player mode once more, we can now see that they are working correctly. Eldor cannot see what's inside the building anymore. Yet, there's one little detail still missing. Doors. So now we will draw closed doors like we did with the walls. Whoops! We forgot to draw walls for this little shed. And done. Also, let's change these doors' opacity, so they are a bit more transparent. This way they can still be seen, but don't stand out so much as to be distracting. And finally, let's reset the fog of war. Let's give it a roll. The vision is working properly and Eldor can now open the doors and get inside like he's supposed to. Also notice how the fog of war is automatically calculated, so you don't have to bother with tedious vision management. Since we are done with the map, it seems like the right time to place some enemies, so we will do it now. Let's reset the fog of war once more and test it. Oh no! Eldor just spotted an enemy! And another one! And of course, if we close the doors again, the enemies will disappear. Eldor can live to see another day. So, we are done. I hope you guys enjoyed this first glimpse of Skirmish Virtual Table. Please note that this is a video of a work in progress, so the features shown may and probably will be subject to change. We are constantly improving Skirmish VT, and we can assure you that there's still a lot more to uncover. So please stay tuned for further news. Feel free to leave comments or questions. Until next time, take care.